Hello everyone, it's me, the guy from that nuclear power video. Oh, and yeah, I am foregoing the little epic character this time because certain people might see this video and get all huffy about it. And the easiest thing to say when you're making fun of me is that I'm some sort of gay rantsona, so instead I'll just pop this bad boy right here. But hey, do you know about solarpunk? Think of steampunk or cyberpunk or any other sort of punk. It's an art trend with common tropes that seeks to subvert modern day society and give us an alternative. And while steampunk is made for unmarried middle-aged men on Facebook and cyberpunk is made for unmarried middle-aged men on Reddit, solarpunk is for unmarried middle-aged women on Tumblr. Big difference there. Think of solar panels and wind turbines and wait, no. Those are too big, complicated, scary, annoying, in-depth, real... No, we can't do this. Instead, think of covering every building with foliage and moss. The white person's idea of Afrofuturism, a dash of just real Orientalism, make it all very clean and orderly like every city in the planet is like 100%, and a heaping of Western cultural cringe. There, you have solarpunk. And hey, it's a broad spectrum. It can be super in your face or barely noticeable, just like cyberpunk can. But see, there was this thing. A certain thing from around 2021. Yeah, it's the Chobani ad, titled Dear Alice. The advertisement is an animated short featuring a family working on their own farm with various sci-fi devices and is sitting down to have a big community meal, a cookout, if you will, that even the white guys are invited to, all in a Ghibli-esque art style. And it's a very pretty commercial with lots of nice little doodads and plenty of disposable plastic Chobani containers. And let's forget that part and instead look at the nice little note still pointing out how the farm is a business. Yeah, let's freaking move on and ignore all that stuff. And in fact, according to one fine fellow, we should completely ignore everything surrounding this beyond the artistic ideas behind it. Meet Vosh. He is a man who makes things on YouTube. Here is me in his comment section when he streamed himself watching and discussing the same exact advertisement years ago. As you can see, I was an annoying little shit back then too. Regardless, he said some neat things like...
Good. Of course, solarpunk settings aren't as common because it's considered a fairly utopian aesthetic, and that doesn't set itself as well for conflict as, as cyberpunk with all of its social problems, or steampunk with all of its gear-laden hats might, which is why you probably don't see it as much in, popular media. Which is also maybe why so many people reacted to this so negatively.
And
some of them got angry over it because they found out that it was an advertisement, which again, I don't care about. I really don't care about whatever incentives were used to bring about this wonderful piece of art,
And
there were a weird number of people who were almost angered by the...
Oh shit, whoops. That one was just for me, folks. He actually said...
And there were a weird number of people who were almost angered by the optimism of the setting, which is what I want to talk about, because racists are mad that people with dark skin next to people with light skin. That's not new. That's everything, okay? For a lot of people, I think, it's a sort of reflective dislike of the optimism of the setting, that like people for whom cynicism is kind of a personality trait. Yeah, I just, people who don't like good things, however you want to put that.
Now, I watched this segment and even just the unedited stream VOD for it, and I understand his arguments, but there's still something in the back of my hollow head that hates this ad. Hated it, capital H. I have zero issues with the artists. In fact, I really love the Gorillas video they animated. Go check out the line's other works. They're all great. And in terms of companies, Chobani is certainly one of the better ones. Their CEO seems like a very swell guy. But it's just the idea. The raw concept of a solarpunk commercial is what got me. capitalist realism, a political term that refers to capitalism being seen as the default existence we live in, as in, there's nothing else, like mentally. Now, of course, this hyper-reality would have issues since, like all systems, capitalism f***ing sucks, and people's lived experiences reflect that. But thankfully, a very cool thing about capitalist realism is that it can do the anti-capitalism for you, to the point where anti-capitalist thought barely even works against it anymore. We get all this cool media that is overtly anti-capitalist in nature, and it safely and effectively does all the system challenging for us. Wow, I love The Boys, the TV show about vigilantes trying to take down a massive evil corporation. Look, they are hiding out in an old factory warehouse with blatantly evil anti-union posters all over it. Thanks, Amazon. Gosh golly gee willikers, this Squid Game show is great. It shows the coercion inherent in our capitalist system. I hope people pay attention to that and not the death game stuff. I hope they don't make a game show out of the death game stuff. I hope a YouTuber doesn't get really big by showing essentially the same crap except no one gets shot. You understand this, right? It's not that the art's message is bad or the creators are tricking us or whatever. No, it's just that it's art made under this hyper reality and only enabled under this hyper reality. It's like the artistic version of somebody at work griping. Like, yeah, you're right. It does suck that I have to fix the shit pipes, Derek. Very informative. But nothing has been changed and no real alternatives have been given. But wait, you say? Guy, this advertisement is optimistic, just like freaking Star Trek. Looky, look, it's a bright future. Things made out of wood have screens on them. The weather is nice. Buy our yogurt. It's positive. And, yeah, it is very positive. It's practically liberal hyperborea. Valhalla for people who go on vacation in Barcelona and think Gwyneth Paltrow's Netflix show had a few good points. Agartha for every parent who sent their kids to the WeWork schools. But unfortunately, capitalist realism has also got you there when it comes to the positive angle, because capitalism's very bestest fans, neoliberals, are optimists. While capitalist realism produces an atmosphere ripe with cynical angst against our socioeconomic system, the glorification of capitalism as a means to utopia counteracts that disillusionment. It plays on our desires with escapism. Look, this is the future. If we just have the right technology, the right attitude, the right people in charge, the right yogurt, you too can work on a picturesque farm where epic robots do everything for you. Did I mention the yogurt? And again, these are not conscious efforts. The animators and producers and yogurt people who made this are not burning $100 bills to light their cigars and saying, "Business is booming." But I can't find myself fully enjoying media like this. And no, I'm not just some cynical bastard who can never enjoy anything. Like, shit. I explained the horrifying socioeconomic context surrounding 2 TV shows I really like. I live and work and consume the same as any other honest man. I'm not gonna start going out in the wilderness and foraging for berries just because I recognize the banal institutional cruelty of my economic reality. No. I just need to explain why people dislike this advertisement and shit. Plenty of other examples of commercialized solarpunk or commercialized greenwashing in general, of the subsuming of societal alternatives as merely new paths to reach the exact same lame capitalist future. Anyways, here we have a choice comment in regards to the cynics. Get real. We live in a capitalist society and the country willing to lose global dominance over a fetish of maintaining it. The fact the commercial isn't just 6 white people enjoying upper middle class things or a commercial demonizing the poor is a win. And an artist gets to eat food that doesn't come in a can or plastic for a little bit too. Holy shit, at least they said it. True. We do live in a capitalist society, but no, it's not good when anti-capitalism becomes corporate marketing. It's bad, actually. And this is not some pink capitalism, rainbow capitalism thing either. With those, there is nothing lost in having the private sector endorse it, unless they're named like, I don't know, Racism Incorporated or whatever. Actually, I do think that one is a Tesla subsidiary. But when a private corporation posts thematically anti-capitalist art to sell its crap. It neuters whatever punch those themes, those aesthetic choices and elements had. Zero punk left whatsoever.
Oh wow, this corporation also thinks solar panels are good. I am so glad my views are being pandered to by a company that has
Zero stake in the energy industry. Also, let's not even get into the idea that farming is a poor person thing and isn't something that the American middle class jerks off to 24/7. What do I think should be the appropriate response to this advertisement? Oh, that looks neat.
Fucking hates Priuses. You motherfucker! Get out of here!
Also, I personally hate being advertised to regardless. But no, if you want to gush over the political ideas behind Solarpunk art, find art that wasn't made to sell yogurt. At least with the selling of films and books and TV shows and video games, you are purchasing it to see the art. With commercials, it's art being used, being given to make you make a completely different transaction elsewhere. Unfortunately, this art looking interesting and appealing is done to increase the odds of you buying fucking yogurt. So yeah, it's rather hard for me to separate the art from the, well, not the artist, but the sponsor. Also, let's be a bit real here. It's the nature of the ad itself, too. It's an animation, a high-quality animation. It appeals to all these leftist moogs since they all like anime and comics and other stuff that got them and me pushed into lockers all the time. If it was live-action Ryan Reynolds on a studio set with the same political aesthetics, you would hate it the same way I do. It was made for people who probably only give a shit about the environment in the same way people put a coexist sticker on their Prius. It's meant to appeal. It's an advertisement. That's its job. That's why I dislike it. It's why people years ago disliked it. Solarpunk is a fine aesthetic. I mean, this one's a bit too kitsch for me, but I'm not against it or its optimism, but I am when it's compromised by its use.